To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. That's Ecclesiastes 3:1. Read it with me. Say it again. To everything there is a season. Now lift your head and breathe. Genesis 8:22 declares, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Write this down. Nothing is permanent except God and his promises. Say it loud. This is only a season. Louder. Tell your neighbor, never respond permanently to a temporary problem. Why do I start here? Because some of you walked in with shaking hands and a race in mind. Layoffs announced, debt stacked, price hikes on gas, on eggs, on school fees. Your budget looks like a storm map. You check your account 3 times this week and it still said the same thing, not enough. But hear your pastor, when the winds pick up, kingdom people don't build a house in a hurricane. We find a rock we already stand upon. Stabilize before you strategize. Breathe, stabilize, then plan. Never allow a passing cloud to convince you to sell your sunshine. Crisis is a season and seasons move. I live in a place where hurricanes visit. They roar, they threaten, they knock on the windows and test the shutters, but they always move. I have never named my house after a hurricane. I outlast them. Write this down. Perspective is your first protection. If you call it the end, it will end you. If you call it a season, you will schedule it and outlive it. Don't tattoo a temporary storm on your soul. Never respond permanently to a temporary problem. Now, the kingdom posture. 1 John 5:4 says, for whatever is born of God overcomes the world. And this is the victory that has overcome the world. Our faith. Victory is not a mood. It is a birthright. But James 2:17 comes quickly behind. Even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Faith breathes and work walks. Please write this down. Faith stabilizes the heart. Work stabilizes the house. We will not panic. We will plan. We will not fear. We will function. Say with me. Faith plus works. Again, faith plus works. Here is the revelation that governs this entire journey. Manage first, multiply later. Say that slow with me. Manage first, multiply later. The kingdom never rewards chaos with increase. If God blesses order with overflow. Before we touch the numbers, we will touch our identity. You are not a victim of markets. You are a citizen of a kingdom that cannot be shaken. Your father knows what you need before you ask him. Stand up on the inside, shoulders back, breathe. Let me give you a picture. Sister Elena, fictional but familiar, lost half her hours at the hotel. 2 teenagers, a mother she cares for, and a rent notice glaring from the kitchen door. She told me, Pastor, I felt like the room was shrinking. I said, open the window. She thought I meant the literal window. I meant the window of the word. We read Ecclesiastes 3:1 aloud until her voice steadied. We read Genesis 8:22 until her tears slowed. Then I told her, do nothing rash today. No pawn shop, no payday loan, no burning of bridges. Tonight you sleep. Tomorrow we write. Stabilize first. She did. Within 1 week, she listed every outgoing, every incoming, and 3 skills she forgot she had: braiding hair, baking coconut bread, organizing closets. Manage first. Then, and only then, we talk multiplication. By month 2, the storm was still blowing, but her house was standing and starting to store. I'm talking to you the same way. Name the storm, but don't marry it. The layoffs, name them. The debts, name them. The price hikes, name them. Then say to every one of them, you are a season, not my savior, not my source, and not my sentence. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity hides inside every crisis. Every problem is a business. Every deficit is an invitation to management. Every pressure is a push toward purpose. So here's our covenant for this journey. We will not be driven by headlines. We will be led by the head of the church. We will not answer panic with purchases. We will answer with principles. Write this down. Stabilize your spirit, then structure your steps. Manage first, multiply later. In the next moments, we will lay out 7 scripturally grounded management steps. But before the instructions land, let your heart land. Say it with me. This is only a season. Say it again, louder. Now put your hand on your chest and declare, my God is permanent. His promises are permanent and my peace is permanent. Faith has spoken. Work will follow. Now hear me. The kingdom does not reward emotion. It rewards management. Write this down. Multiplication is the reward of management. Order precedes increase. Jesus said in Luke 16:10, he that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. Say least. Say much. The bridge between those two words is management. Don't ask for much if you ignore the least. Don't pray for more if you waste what you have. God will not finance disorder. He blesses structure. He backs stewardship. 1 Corinthians 4:2 declares, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. Required, say it loud, not suggested. Required. Management is not shouting, it is counting. It's not drama, it's discipline. It is faithful stewardship of what is in your hand before you write a wish list for what is not. The widow in scripture didn't get a warehouse until she counted jars. Joseph didn't feed nations until he measured grain. Write this down. God never sends harvest to a chaotic field. Clear the weeds, lay the rows, then expect the rain. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity responds to order. And let me settle this identity issue right now. Your job is what you were trained to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Say it back to me. Your job can be lost. Your gift cannot be fired. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift makes room for him. The company may close, but your capacity remains. The title may shift, but the treasure in you does not expire. Security lives in stewarding your gift, developing it, deploying it, documenting it. Write this down. Manage your gift and it will manage your future. Management reveals what you actually believe about God's provision. If you treat resources as random, you believe provision is luck. If you number, schedule, assign, and review, you believe provision is a law. Genesis 8:22 is still in force. Seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter cycles, patterns, order. Faith is not sloppy. Faith is precise. James 2:17 says faith without works is dead. So we will work our faith with systems that respect God's order. In a moment, I will walk you through 7 simple, repeatable steps. Say simple, say repeatable, that secure a household in any downturn. Not theories, habits, not hype handles. These steps will separate needs from wants, create margins, retime pressure, activate gifts, store surplus, and strengthen community. They will become your household liturgy, your crisis playbook, your family policy manual. Write this down. What you manage, you multiply. What you ignore, you lose. Tell your neighbor, this house will be managed. Say it louder. Lift your hands and declare, I embrace the mandate. Manage first, multiply later, and shout with me, opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. We are moving from wishing to ordering, from panic to planning, from emotion to execution. Get your pen ready. The 7 steps are about to turn faith into a calendar, a budget, and a testimony. Open your Bible to Genesis 41 and keep your finger there. Pharaoh dreams of 7 fat cows and 7 lean cows, 7 plump heads of grain and 7 scorched ones. Joseph walks in not with anxiety, but with interpretation. Hear his words, what God is about to do. He has declared to Pharaoh, Genesis 41-28. Say it with me. Seasons revealed. Write this down. Joseph did not pray the famine away. He prepared the nation through it. Joseph survived famine by managing seasons, not by wishing them away. Now look at the management. After the revelation, Joseph prescribes administration. Let Pharaoh appoint overseers. Let them gather 1/5 of the produce of the land in the 7 plentiful years. Let them store up grain under Pharaoh's authority for food in the cities. Genesis 41-36. That is a system, collection, storage, timing, distribution. Verse 48 says he gathered all the food of the 7 years and laid up the food in the cities. Verse 49 adds, he stored so much that the record strained. Why? Because he counted first. Write this down. Revelation without administration leads to devastation. Don't shout over a dream and then starve for lack of a spreadsheet. When the lean years struck, scripture says Joseph opened all the storehouses, Genesis 41-56. Not some he opened according to plan, according to timing. And all countries came to Egypt, to Joseph, to buy grain, because the famine was severe in all lands. Genesis 41-57. Nations travel, but they did not come to Pharaoh's panic. They came to Joseph's management. Tell your neighbor, order attracts opportunity. Say it louder. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity comes to structure. Now, pull Joseph's pattern into your kitchen table. 7 moves emerge from his playbook, and they will be our steps. Number 1, separate needs from wants. Joseph did not give out pastries. He rationed essentials. Luke 14:28 asks, which of you, intending to build, sitteth not down first and counted the cost? Count first. Number 2, cut to capacity. Egypt adjusted consumption to survive scarcity. Survival margin appears when intake bows to reality. Number 3, delay and retime. Joseph shifted surplus from today into tomorrow. Retiming is wisdom, not weakness. Number 4, seed before you, feed later. Joseph said, here is seed for you, and you shall sow the land. Genesis 47-23. He preserved the principle of tomorrow, even in trouble. Number 5, activate your skill, not just your job. Joseph's gift, not a title, positioned him. A man's gift makes room for him. Proverbs 18:16. Number 6, store and build margins. Those city bins turn famine into inconvenience. Number 7, serve the community. Joseph became a network of relief. Trust and service drew the nations. Write this down. The Spirit reveals seasons. Wisdom designs systems. Stewardship sustains households. We will not ask God to bless chaos. We will install Joseph's order in our homes, collect, store, time, and serve. So when the pressure rises, provision has an address, your house. Say it with me. Manage first, multiply later. Step 1, separate needs from wants. Count the cost. Jesus asked, which of you intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost? Luke 14:28, say first, say it again first. Before you buy bricks, you balance books. Write this down. Clarity is cash. Knowing the difference between needs and wants unlocks control. Tell your neighbor, we're about to take control, louder control. Here's your action tonight. Sit down. Notice Jesus said, sit, calm your body so your budget can hear God. Pull the last 30 days of spending, bank statements, receipts, mobile wallets, that little app you don't want me to know about. Bring it all to the table. Grab a highlighter. Mark the essentials: food, shelter, rent or mortgage, utilities, light, water, basic data, transport, fuel, bus pass, maintenance, and medicine, prescriptions, doctor's orders. These are needs, non-negotiable, mission critical, life-sustaining. Write this down. Needs keep you alive. Wants keep you amused. In a crisis, life first. Now take a pen, circle everything else. Subscription stacking, like pancakes, streaming, music, cloud storage you don't even remember, upgrades, latest phone case, premium apps, faster plan you don't use, conveniences, daily coffees, delivery fees, eating out because you didn't plan. Extra shoes for a party you won't remember, comforts, extended warranties on items still in the box, multiple gym memberships while your sneakers are still white. Circle them, label them honestly. Wants, not wicked, just optional. Say this aloud. Everyone delayed is wealth created. Say it again. Everyone delayed is wealth created. Louder until your fear hears you. Everyone delayed is wealth created. Within 24 hours, make a 2-column plan. Left side needs, name them, number them, date them. Right side wants, name them, number them, freeze them. Then freeze everyone for 30 days. Not debate decision. Pause auto renewals, mute upgrades, cancel premium add-ons, downgrade the plan, pack lunch, brew coffee, batch cook, share rides. James 2:17 says, faith without works is dead. So put your faith on paper and your paper on purpose. And call a family meeting. Tell your householder why. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain. Put the 2 columns on the fridge. Assign a checkmark champion to celebrate every frozen one. Unity reduces leakage. Let me testify with a brother named Marcus, fictional but familiar. He circled 6 subscriptions he wasn't using. The total matched his electricity bill and a week of groceries. 30 days of freeze created margin. Margin calmed his mind. A calm mind hears God. Write this down. What you measure, you manage. What you don't measure masters you. Kingdom people count in crisis. Jesus says, sit down first. Tonight you sit, you sort, you circle, you save, then watch how control returns to your house. Manage first and multiplication will follow. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity is hiding in your highlighter. Step 2, cut the capacity. Reduce to what you can sustain. Say capacity, louder capacity. Your capacity is what your current reality can honestly carry without cracking. Write this down. Survival margin appears the moment expenses fall beneath true capacity. That's the line we're drawing tonight. We're not shrinking your life. We're right-sizing your season so your house can breathe again. Ecclesiastes says there's a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Ecclesiastes 3:2. This is the time to pluck up extra weight. Trim the sails so the ship doesn't capsize. Reduce now so you can rise later. And hear me with love. Trimming is temporary. Dignity is permanent. Never respond permanently to a temporary problem. Say it again, louder. Paul said, I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. Philippians 4:12-13. Right sizing is not humiliation. It is holy wisdom. It is you governing your house. Proverbs 27:23 commands, be diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. Look well means examine, adjust, and align. Now the tactics. Cancel or pause non-essentials if it doesn't keep you alive or employed. It's a candidate for a freeze. Put streaming on sabbatical. Gym membership you don't use, pause it. That premium app that renews while you sleep, turn off the autopilot. Then renegotiate what you must keep. Call the insurance company, ask for safe driver discounts, higher deductibles you can handle, bundling rates. Call your phone and internet providers, request loyalty, pricing, downgrade to the speed you actually use, not the speed your fear bought. Tell a rep, I am right sizing to my current capacity. They have a button for that. Cap discretionary categories. Entertainment gets a ceiling. Eating out gets a number. Tell your card it's on a fast. 1 Corinthians 14:40 says, let all things be done decently and in order. Order has numbers. Swap high-cost habits for low-cost equivalents. Home cook and batch cook, 1 oven session, 3 days of meals. Pack lunches, 5 small decisions. Rescue 1 big budget. Ride share, carpool, or plan errands in 1 loop. Fuel is not a toy. Shift energy habits. Nudge the thermostat 2 degrees. Wash with cold water. Unplug vampire chargers. Use natural light. Jesus said after feeding the 5,000, gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. John 6:12. Write this down. Waste is the enemy of worship. Margin is the reward of management. Proverbs 21:20 agrees. There is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. Your 4 8-hour action. Cut 3 recurring charges today. Don't think, execute. Then whatever dollars that freeze, move them immediately to your crisis buffer. Nickname that account grain bin. Joseph had city bins. You'll have a digital bin. Next, make 2 phone calls to renegotiate rates and set hard caps on 2 leaky categories before the weekend. Put the caps in your banking app or cash envelopes. Give your money an assignment. Let me testify quickly. Brother Andre, fictional but familiar, drop cable, renegotiated car insurance, and cap takeout at 1 meal a week. Savings, $186 a month. That $186 became his buffer. Buffer became peace. Peace became better decisions. Better decisions became momentum. Write this down. Reduce to remain, prune to produce, right size to rise. Say it with me. Manage first, multiply later. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity shows up where order shuts the leaks. Step 3, delay and retime. Buy time, not toys. Say time, louder time. Write this down. Retiming payments converts pressure into planning space. Ephesians 5:16 says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. In crisis, you don't buy gadgets, you buy days. You purchase breathing room with a phone call and a calendar. Timing is strategy. Joseph didn't dump grain randomly. He released it by timing. You will do the same with your payments. Now look at me. Do not hide. Proverbs 22:7 warns, the borrower is servant to the lender. Servants hide. Stewards speak early. You will call creditors, lenders, and service providers before trouble calls you. Use your authority voice. Here's your script. Write it exactly. Hello, I'm a loyal customer in a temporary hardship. I'm right-sizing for 90 days. What flexibility can you extend? Due date, change, hardship program, interest reduction, or fee waiver for the next 90 days. Then be silent and let them look for the button. They have buttons, hardship plans, skipper pay, deferrals, promo APRs. You are not begging, you are managing. Call your credit card company. Ask for a due date that lands 3 days after your payday, not 3 days before. Ask for a temporary APR reduction and a late fee waiver policy on file. Call your auto lender, request a one payment deferral or a re-age to place your current mortgage servicer. Asks about forbearance or a payment date shift within the month. Utilities request a budget plan and a due date that matches your cash inflow. Student loans, enroll in income-driven options or hardship relief. Landlord, honor, and honesty. I can pay X on the 1st and Y on the 15th. Can we document this for 90 days? Proverbs 22:1 says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Protect your name with proactive communication. Align your calendar with your cash. Put every paycheck on a wall calendar. Circle the dates in bold. Then move bill due dates to follow those circles. Automate minimum payments to protect your credit while you stabilize automation, guard your reputation while your strategy matures. Romans 13:8 teaches, owe no man anything but to love one another. We are moving towards zero arrears, but we walk there in order minimums, automated, snowballs, scheduled as capacity grows. 1 Corinthians 14:40 still speaks, let all things be done decently and in order. Order is a timetable. 7-day action, write this down. Within the next 7 days, reschedule at least 2 bills to align with your income, secure 1 hardship or interest reduction, and create a cash flow calendar. Put it on your fridge. Mark paydays, mark automated minimums, mark buffer deposits to your grain bin. Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision and make it plain. Plain means dates, amounts, and confirmations. Save every confirmation number, screenshot every agreement, email yourself a summary. If it isn't documented, it didn't happen. Testimony, Sister Lila, fictional but familiar, moved her car due date to the 17th, her internet to the 19th, and enrolled in a 90-day hardship, cutting her APR by half. Immediate result, $120 of monthly pressure converted into 14 days of planning space. Planning space became peace. Peace produced better choices. Choices built margin. Say it with me, buy time, not toys. Retiming is not avoidance, it is administration. Manage first and multiplication will find you. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity lives on a well-ordered calendar. Step 4C before you feed. Honor the law of increase. Say seed time, say harvest. Genesis 8:22 declares, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest shall not cease. Write this down. As long as the earth remains, seed time is in session, even in a recession. Scarcity does not suspend seasons. God's economy is not on furlough. He gives us a law, not a lottery. And the law says seed precedes supply. Never eat your seed, eat your bread. 2 Corinthians 9:10 says, he supplieth seed to the sower and bread for your food. Bread is for eating, seed is for planting. If you mix them, you lose both. No dinner today and no harvest tomorrow. Kingdom people manage the difference. Now look at me. This is not superstition. This is stewardship. We already sat down, counted costs, cut to capacity, and retimed payments. Good. The little margin we just created must not become mindless spending. It must become measured sowing. Write this down. Strategic, consistent sowing during scarcity prepares tomorrow's harvest. I'm going to give you 3 seed lanes. Say 3. Louder 3. First, generosity, proportionate giving. Paul teaches, upon the first day of the week, let every one of you lay by him in store as God hath prospered him. 1 Corinthians 16:2. Proportionate means percentage, not pressure. 2%, 5%, 10. Assign a number that honors God and your season. 2 Corinthians 9:6 adds, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Don't tip God, sow on purpose. This is not about impressing heaven. It's about aligning with the law. Your gift anchors your heart to your source, keeps greed out, and opens channels you cannot see. Luke 6:38 still works. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Second, growth. Invest in your skill. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift maketh room for him. Room does not appear for the rusty. Sharpen your tools. Buy the truth and sell it not. Proverbs 23:23. Small strategic spends, clippers for your braiding work, a course to upgrade your bookkeeping, a used microphone for your tutoring videos, a domain name for your service. Write this down. Growth seed turns capacity into currency. Jobs can pause. Gifts cannot be fired. Seed your work. Third, relationships, service, and follow-up. He that watereth shall be watered also himself. Proverbs 11:25. Sow time and trust. Help a neighbor move. Fix an auntie's resume. Mentor a teen for 1 hour. Send 10 follow-up messages to past clients with value, not a pitch. A man that has friends must show himself friendly. Proverbs 18:24. Write this down. Relational seed builds bridges your future will walk across. Now bring in the widow with the oil, 2 Kings 4. Elisha asks, what hast thou in the house? She said, a pot of oil. Then the instruction, borrow vessels, not a few. And the miracle waited for movement. She poured, and as long as there were containers, the oil flowed. When the last container stopped, the oil stayed. Write this down. Containers appear as you move faith with works. If she argued instead of pouring, she would have kept a prayer and lost the business. Don't debate, decant. Pour your tiny seed. God will multiply policy, capacity, and clients around your motion. Action today. Create a seed line in your budget. Name it, date it, automate it. Start small. Stay steady. For the next 30 days, assign even $10 a week. Don't laugh at the number. Obey the law. Split it. 50% generosity, church, benevolence. The hungry, 30% growth tool, course, certification. As 20% relationships, coffee for strategic meeting. Printing simple flyers. Postage for thank you notes. Then log it. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain. Keep a sewing ledger. Date, amount, purpose, where it went, and what you're believing for. Skill open, client gain, door favor. If it isn't logged, it can be reviewed. If it can be reviewed, it won't be repeated. Set a 30 day and 60 day review on your calendar to observe returns, money, momentum, meetings. Remember, harvest comes in kinds, cash, contracts, and connections. Testimony, Sister Carla, fictional but familiar. She cut 2 subscriptions. Retimed her cell bill and freed $42 in margin. She established a $10 weekly seed. Week 1, she gave $5 to benevolence, bought $3 worth of comb attachments, and spent $2 mailing handwritten thank you notes to 3 past clients. She texted 12 people with a helpful hair care tip, no pitch. By week 3, 2 clients rebooked. 1 referred a cousin, net new income that month, $160. Write this down. Small seeds, scheduled, produce big seasons, sequential. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity walks toward the sower. Lift your hands and declare, I sow by law, not by luck. Say it again, louder. Never respond permanently to a temporary problem, and never postpone a permanent law because of a temporary squeeze. Manage first, sow consistently, and watch multiplication. Find your address. Seed before you feed, so when tomorrow knocks, your field answers with grain. Step 5, activate your skill, not just your job. Say gift, say work. Your job is what you were trained to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Write this down. Monetizing your gift creates resilient income streams that jobs cannot cancel. Proverbs 18:16 declares, a man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. Your company may downsize, but your capacity is not on furlough. Exodus 4:2, God asked Moses, what is that in thine hand? Not what is in Pharaoh's palace, what is in your hand? Look at your hands. Skills are sitting there, unemployed. Ecclesiastes 9:10 says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Might equals money when directed. Write this down. Every problem is a business. Look at their feet shoe business. Look at their lawn yard business. Look at their inbox resume editing business. In the next 10 minutes, list 3 solvable problems around you. Don't overthink. Observe. Number 1, busy parents who need after-school homework help. Number 2, neighbors with squeaky bikes and dull blades. Number 3, small shops with ugly flyers. Now match them to 3 skills you have. You're patient and good with math tutoring. You're handy with tools, bike, and blade tune-ups. You're decent with Canva basic design and printing. Write it down. Pair pain to a gift. 1 Peter 4:10 says, as every man hath received the gift, even so minister the same one to another. Ministry becomes marketplace when you add a price and a promise. Price a starter, offer small and fast. Not a grand opening, a quick opening. The cookie lady became a factory because she first sold cookies to neighbors, not a franchise to nations. Package like this: problem, price, promise, process. Homework help sprint, 45 minutes for $20. 3 actionable tips for parents, cash or transfer, evening slots only. Saturday, cycle fix, $25. Mobile tune-up air, chain, brakes, wipe down in 20 minutes. Curbside, flyer, refresh. $35, 1-page design, 2 4-hour turnaround, 2 revisions. Write this down. Start where speed meets need. People pay for fast, clear outcomes. Now, faith plus works. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth. Power is potential. Getting is action. Your 4 8-hour assignment pitch 1 paid microservice to 5 contacts. Text or call. I'm offering service. Price, time frame, 3 spots this week. Want one? Don't ask for a favor. Offer a solution. Post a simple graphic. Knock on 2 doors with respect. Then deliver 1 result this week on time as promised with excellence. Take before and after photos, collect 1 testimonial, and ask for 1 referral. That becomes proof. Proof becomes demand. Demand becomes a second stream. Testimony, Brother Jalen, fictional but familiar. He listed 3 problems, matched them to his skills, price of $25, laptop clean and speed up, pitch 5 contacts, book 2 in 24 hours, delivered both, earned $50 and 2 referrals. That 50 fed his grain bin. The referrals booked his next Saturday. Write this down. Activate, don't wait. You can be fired from your job, but never fired from your work. Say with me, manage first, multiply later. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity is hiding in your hands. Now move. Step 6, store and build margins. Create your grain bin. Say margin. Louder margin. Write this down. Savings is stored. Decision making. Margin transforms emergencies into inconveniences. Joseph stored 20% in the fat years. You will build a crisis buffer in lean times by starting where you are. Genesis 41 to 34, 36 shows the template. Let them gather the 5th and lay up food to be kept for the 7 years of famine. He did not wish, he warehoused. He didn't panic, he planned. Kingdom people, order precedes increase again. Now the buckets name every dollar a job. 4 buckets: essentials, emergency, your grain bin, obligations, and seed. Say it. Essentials, emergency, obligations, seed. 1 Corinthians 14:40 says, let all things be done decently and in order. Essentials pay life, food, shelter, utilities, transport, medicine. Emergency is your shock absorber, the bin that turns a flat tire into a shrug. Obligations are recurring commitments you schedule and cushion a month ahead. Seed is your law of increased generosity, growth, tools, and relationships. Write this down. Money without names finds trouble. Money with names finds purpose. Open a separate savings, nickname it grain bin. Not in the same app view as your spending, if possible. Out of sight reduces out of purpose. Move your first $100, $1,000 there today. Don't argue with the number, obey the law. Then schedule weekly micro deposits, $10, $15, $25 every Friday, rain or shine. Proverbs 21:20 declares, there is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. Oil is margin, keep some. Automate from checking the grain bin the moment your paycheck lands. Make saving the first bill you pay to your future. Genesis 41:49 says, Joseph stored very much until he left numbering. You'll start counting. God will help you outgrow counting. Leverage seasons to lower costs. Genesis 8:22 promises seed time and harvest seasons keep moving. Buy winter in summer and summer in winter coats when it's hot, fans when it's cold. Stock pantry staples when they are in season and on sale: rice, beans, flour, oats, canned tomatoes, frozen vegetables, broth, spices, toiletries, soap, toothpaste. Proverbs 6:6 sends you to the ant. She provided her meat in the summer, batch cook, label, and freeze. Today's stove becomes tomorrow's calm. After Jesus fed the multitude, he said, gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. John 6:12, fragments today are feast tomorrow if you store them. Action within 24 hours. Open the grain bin and move the first seed of savings within 7 days. Automate micro deposits and build a 2-week pantry cushion, one sale at a time. Create an obligation cushion envelope, physical or digital, and start funding half a bill ahead. Put your buckets on the fridge, Habakkuk 2:2. Write it plain and celebrate every deposit with a check mark. Testimony, Brother Devon, fictional but familiar. He moved $150 to his grain bin, set $15 weekly transfers, and spent $20 stocking beans, rice, and toiletries on sale. 2 weeks later, a tire blew, no panic, just the bin. He still slept. Margin converted crisis into inconvenience. Say it with me. Manage first, multiply later. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity finds the house with bins. Bins protect your house. Now let's open your gates to the street. Joseph didn't start to hoard, he started to serve. Genesis 41:57 says, all countries came into Egypt to Joseph to buy corn. Service attracted supply, and nations brought resources to the man who managed for others. Write this down. Supply follows service. Kingdom economics flows through relationships. People are the pipelines. Write this down. In crisis, your strongest asset is the trust you built by serving others. Proverbs 11:25 declares, the liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. Water others and watch water find you. Luke 6:38 still works. Give, and it shall be given unto you. God roots provision through trusted hands. Tell your neighbor, I am building bridges, not walls. Bridges carry bread. Start a micro network this week. 3 moves. 1, swap skills. This is what you can do fast and well. Then trade value for value. Hair braids for brake pads. Tutoring for lawn care. Bookkeeping for fresh produce. Barter without shame. This is dignity with design. 2, share bulk buys. 4 families, split warehouse sizes. Rice, beans, oil, diapers, detergent. Ecclesiastes 4:9, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. 3, set a neighborhood alert and aid thread. WhatsApp, text, group chat, weather alerts, job leads, lost shifts, surplus meals, safe rides. Appoint 1 coordinator, post needs and offers daily. Bring a can every week. I mean literal cans, beans, vegetables, soup, so the church pantry never runs dry. Acts 2:44-45 shows the pattern. All that believed were together and parted them to all men as every man had need. Isaiah 58:7 says, deal thy bread to the hungry. Verse 11 promises, the Lord shall guide thee continually, and thou shalt be like a watered garden. Mentor one person, a teen, a new worker, a widow, navigating farms. 1 Peter 4:10, as every man had received the gift, even so minister the same. Service is strategy. Action within 24 hours. Write 3 names you will help this week and the exact help. Resume, review, 2 rides, 2 hours of childcare. Then list 1 collaboration to cut costs. Bulk buy staples with 2 neighbors Saturday at 10 a.m. Split the bill. Divide the bags on the tailgate. Schedule it, message it, do it. Document who gives and who gets. Trust grows where clarity lives. Habakkuk 2:2, write it plain. Testimony, Brother Tito, fictional but familiar. Team with Mrs. Alvarez and Jerome. A WhatsApp thread, a Saturday bulk buy, and a skills swap. He fixed sinks, she baked, he mowed. Monthly savings, $120. When his hours were cut, groceries still came. People brought corn to Joseph. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Travels on trust. Say it with me. Manage first, multiply later. Now we seal it with an execution system. Write this down. What gets reviewed gets renewed. Say it again. Louder. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. If it's not written, it will not run. So we're going to print, post, and practice. This is your house stabilization checklist. Put it on your fridge, your mirror, your door. Number 1, needs, wants, audit completed. Luke 14:28 says, which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counted the cost? Check the box only when your list is split. Needs in one column, wants in the other, total circled. Number 2, cuts made and dollars reassigned. Write the exact subscriptions, habits, or fees eliminated and the monthly amount freed. Circle a number, make the invisible visible. Number 3, bills retained and confirmation saved. List each provider, new due date, and the confirmation number. Romans 13:8, move toward owing no man anything by managing dates in order. Number 4, seeds sown this week. Log generosity, growth tools, and relationship touches in your sowing ledger. Date, amount, and purpose. 2 Corinthians 9:10, he supplies seed to the sower, not the eater. Number 5, skill offer launched. Name the offer, the price, the promise, and the 5 people you pitched. Proof collected, photos, testimonial, referral, tick the box. Proverbs 18:16, your gift will make room, but only after you knock. Number 6, buffer added to the grain bin. Right starting balance, deposit amount, and new balance. Automation set, yes or no? Proverbs 21:20, oil in the dwelling of the wise. Number 7, people served. List names and actions, 2 rides, 1 resume, 1 meal. Proverbs 11:25, he that watered shall be watered also himself. Now the 30-day review challenge. Same day, same hour, 30 minutes, calendar it now. Say consistency, louder consistency. Psalm 90:12, so teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Set a device reminder that barks at you. Consistency is management's proof. Every week you will meet with your numbers like a board meeting for your life. Here is your review scorecard. Write this down. Cuts. How much did you reduce this week? Add the dollars compared to last week. Income wins. How many paid micro jobs, sales, or new bookings? Count them, names and amounts. Savings growth. What is your grain bin percentage growth from last week? Simple math, new minus old divided by old times 100. Service touches. How many people did you serve by name? List them. Proverbs 27:23, be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. Your flocks are these 4 lines. Mantra for the meeting, faith plus works equals traction. Say it again. James 2:17, faith without works is dead. Traction means movement you can measure. Based on the numbers, adjust exactly 1 item each week. Write this down. Change 1 lever, not 7. If cuts stalled, choose 1 more expense to cap. If income wins was 0, adjust your offer, raise clarity, tighten time, or pitch 5 more people. If savings didn't grow, increase the auto transfer by $5. If service touches went silent, schedule 2 acts of help and 3 follow-up messages. Water the relationships. 1 Corinthians 14:40, do all things decently and in order. Week 1 baseline and bravery. Record everything, even if the numbers offend you. Week 2, 1 adjustment and 1 celebration. Celebrate the $8 you saved. Honor the $20 you earned. Joy fuels discipline. Week 3, repeat and refine. Push your strongest lever, prune your weakest leak. Week 4, harvest the trend. Review the month totals, circle the biggest gain, and decide the single priority for month 2. Galatians 6:9, let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Testimony, Sister Naomi, fictional but familiar, printed the checklist, set Sunday 6 p.m. as review hour. Week 1 baseline hurt, but she wrote it plain. By day 30, cuts totaled $94, 2 paid tutoring sessions booked, grain bin up 36%, 6 distinct service touches logged with names. Fear turned into figures. Figures turned into faith. Write this down. Numbers are neutral until a steward moves them. Now, lift your device, yes, right now, and set the weekly alarm. Commit your works unto the Lord, and your thoughts shall be established. Proverbs 16:3. Say it with me. What gets reviewed gets renewed. Manage first, multiply later. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity works with a calendar and a checklist. Lift your head, kingdom people. This is the commissioning. We have stabilized our hearts. We have set our hands. Now we march out in order. Say it with me. To everything there is a season. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Seasons move. Our God does not. Genesis 8:22 guarantees the rhythm. Seed time and harvest shall not cease. Therefore, write this down. Never respond permanently to a temporary problem. Tell your neighbor, never, never, never. We are built on a rock. And when the rain descends and the floods come and the winds blow, the house stands because it is founded on the word. Matthew 7:24-25. Kingdom people live in faith, not in fear. We manage before we multiply. Now, out loud, recap the 7 management steps. This is your war cry. 1, separate needs from wants. 2, cut the capacity. 3, delay and retime. 4, seed before you feed. 5, activate your skill, not just your job. 6, store and build margins, create your grain bins. 7, serve the community, the network that feeds you. Say them again, louder. These are not theories, these are tools. James says faith without works is dead. James 2:17. Your works are these 7. Commitment time. Write this down. Print the checklist tonight. Start 1 action today. Review in 7 days. Luke 14:28 asks you to sit down first and count the cost. So sit, count, and calendar. Proverbs 16:3. Commit your works unto the Lord, and your thoughts shall be established. Set the alarm for your weekly review. Put names on your money. Move the first dollars to the grain bin. Draft 1 seed. Pitch 1 skill. Serve 1 person by name. Then expect movement because order precedes increase. Listen, multiplication is God's response to stewardship. He gives seed to the sower, 2 Corinthians 9:10. He gives power to get wealth, Deuteronomy 18. But he will not multiply what you refuse to manage. When Joseph managed, nations came. When you manage, doors open. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity is already circling your address, looking for order. I declare new appointments, right time phone calls, debt retimings approved, clients returning, refrigerators with margin, and sleep without panic. Lift your right hand. I commission you as stewards of your households. You will not panic. You will plan. You will not hoard. You will harvest and help. You will not curse the night. You will light the lamp because dawn is on schedule. This is only a season under a permanent God. Manage first, multiply later. Say it again. Manage first, multiply later. Now go in faith, go in order, go in peace. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Find them, follow them, fund them, and flood them. In Jesus' name, amen. And the grace of the Lord be with your house as you steward every season well.